Okay, romantic relationships. Love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Nelson Mandela. Advocates, INFJs, look for depth and meaning in their relationships, and the romantic relationships are no different. This is a personality type known for having a vibrant, vivid imagination, but few advocates can imagine themselves settling for a match founded on anything less than true love. It can take time for advocates to find a compatible partner. Some people might think that, see, it didn't for me because at 18, I was fucking searching for a woman's love. I could never get that love from my mom. So, at 18, I fucking clung on to the first woman who I connected with in that way. Some people might think that advocates are too choosy, and it's true that these personalities can be prone to unrealistic expectations. With their perfectionist, idealistic nature, advocates might be tempted to hold out for a perfect partner or relationship that ultimately doesn't exist. And see, that's where I'm at now. Like, there's no sense in even having a relationship until I fix myself. And if I do, that person's going to have to fucking be perfect. The good news, advocates' idealism, if balanced with just enough realism, can actually enhance their love life. Is this for real? Advocates tend to be attuned to their core values, keenly aware of what matters to them on a soul level. This helps them look beyond surface level attraction and understand whether they're compatible with someone on a deeper, more meaningful level. These insights are essential for helping advocates avoid matches that aren't founded on authenticity or shared principles. Not when you've been abused and you didn't face your abuse. I got remarried at, what age? 29, I think. Something like that, maybe 30. And that was not a match. That was, again, before I got married, I had an extreme bad brain injury, a couple of them, concussions that were brain injuries that were unrecognized at that time. But I clearly brain injuries. I was making all kinds of bad decisions. I mean, yeah. And my first wife was certainly, we shared no principles whatsoever. She's completely different than I am. I mean, I look back and I was just so confused, like, why the fuck did I eat? Like, when I got with that girl, everybody's like, why the fuck, are you okay? And literally, I mean, I had people asking me, are you okay? When they found out that I was getting with this girl, and it was due to brain injuries, and I didn't know until, the past couple years of figuring that out. Advocates care about integrity, and they tend to bristle when people try to change them or talk them into something that they don't believe. My second wife had no integrity, zero integrity. As a result, advocate personalities gravitate towards partners who appreciate them as they are. As romantic partners, advocates are warm, caring, honest, and insightful, and they patiently work to uncover their loved one's innermost needs and desires. Yeah, I never had a healthy relationship with a woman. The closest I ever came to a woman actually loving me and showing me love was after my first wife. I had dated a girl that was, I think I was like 25. She was 19. And she's the closest, she's the only girl that, woman that showed me, the kind of love that I wanted to show to her, but I didn't show her love. And that's the thing. She's out of relationships, the worst one I ever treated, and that probably goes back to my extreme abuse as a child is, oh, this person's going to treat me good, so I got to treat them bad. I don't know. I haven't fully encompassed that, but yeah, I treated her very poorly. And she treated me like extremely well. She showed me love. Once advocates do find a suitable relationship, they rarely take it for granted. I took that relationship for granted because I was so hurt inside. And then it was right after my first divorce, and that had tore me up, and I was in that deep depression, getting drunk twice a day. Instead, they tend to look for ways to grow as individuals and strengthen their connection with their partner. This can help advocates' relationships reach a level of depth and sincerity of which many people can only dream. So I can only imagine, like, if I had dealt with my abuse and, sought out and became my true authentic self and accepted myself for who I am, I can only imagine the absolutely incredible relationship I would have been in with a woman. but there was just no way. I mean, now that I'm healing, but again, like now I'm realizing that we need no one but ourselves, and that even relationships are constructs. So the power of love. People with this personality type create a depth to their relationships that can hardly be described in conventional terms. Because of their sensitivity and insight, advocates can make their partners feel heard and understood in beautiful ways. And I did. I was able to, I was extremely compassionate and empathetic towards these women. I mean, I was able to take, when they would have morning sickness and when they were pregnant, I would be able to take that sickness away from them. I would be able to touch them and help them, so I was still empathic. It's just verbally and outwardly, I had all these defenses up, you know what I mean? Advocates aren't afraid to express their love, and they feel it with all their hearts. One of the things that advocates find most important is establishing genuine, deep connections with the people they care about. Advocates tend to recognize that love isn't a passive emotion, but rather an opportunity to grow and learn, and they expect their partners to share this mindset. Yes, we expect the same out of our partner, which can be highly demanding on somebody, especially somebody like my second ex-wife, who was just a group thinking, slave thinking, no integrity, no morals, no ethics kind of person. As a result, relationships with these personalities are not for the uncommitted or the shallow, and that was my ex-wife, uncommitted and shallow. Advocates are intensely passionate in ways that transcend the present moment, and what truly fulfills them is the way that a loving, meaningful relationship evolves and deepens over time. In their heart of hearts, people with the advocate personality type crave an emotional and even spiritual connection with their partner. Yes, completely true. They cherish not just the act of being in a relationship, but also what it means to become one with another person in mind, body, and soul. I never got to experience that. Like I said, my girlfriend, after my first divorce, was the closest thing I came, and I treated her like shit. So